Currency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.
Hi, everybody. We are live. Welcome to the Token Metrics Monday live stream, the most underrated crypto channel in crypto YouTube. Please like and subscribe and stay with us because we are coming to you every single day. I'm joined by my colleague, Forrest. Forrest, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Bill. Guess over here it looks like I might be distracted, like I'm a millennial playing on my phone over here. But what I'm actually doing is I'm going on YouTube. I'm hitting the like button. I think I was the first person to like this stream. You got to be quick if you want to beat me because I'm cheating. I know when we're going live. But if you hit the notification bell, you'll actually get notified when we go live. So you might have a chance at beating me to be the first one to like the stream and the first one in the chat. But beyond that, I'm also already subscribed. But if I wasn't subscribed, I'd be hitting the subscribe button. But what I'm also doing is, I've got a couple followers on Twitter. I know you do as well. Feel free to follow us and Token Metrics on Twitter as well. But what I'm doing is I'm hitting the share button and I'm tweeting this live stream out so more people will join. Now that I've done all that and now that you guys have done all that, let's get started. I'm going to pull up the slides here using Mentimeter in this stream. And Mentimeter just means that it's an interactive stream today. So the title of our stream today is Bitcoin dumping while the metaverse explodes, plus a little bit of Avalanche drama. Plus we're going to get into a couple of segments such as crypto showdown and altcoin overtime. And at the end, we're going to have an AMA. As I mentioned, follow us on social media. If you don't already, make sure you subscribe. And subscribe today at tokenmetrics.com. All right, so as I mentioned, the live agenda, we're doing Token Metrics updates. We're going to give you the inside scoop on what's going on with Token Metrics. Then we're going to dive into the market update. Bill's going to do his legendary market update. I'm going to do a little TA, a little segment, talk about Avalanche, some drama that's going on, talk about altcoins. Spoiler alert, altcoins are doing something really weird right now. Actually, very weird. Altcoins have only done this a couple times while Bitcoin's going down. Then we're going to have crypto showdown, altcoin overtime, and an AMA Q&A. So if you want to participate in crypto showdown and in the AMA, go to www.menti.com and use the Menti code 329-86119. It is in the description below if you can't see it anymore. Well, it's stayed on the slide. Look at that. So we've got a friends and family referral program. We are hiring. We're expanding very rapidly. Token Metrics is growing. Token Metrics customers may receive a $2,500 fee for referring job candidates that are hired for the following full-time positions. We're looking for a full-stack engineer, blockchain research software engineer, and a technical product manager. So if you want $2,500, I don't know about you guys, but that's 0.7, if my math is correct, like 0.7 ETH, right? So, by the time you actually get that referral, I don't know what the price of ETH will be. If it goes down, maybe you'll get more. If it goes up, you'll get a little bit less. Token Metrics' second birthday plus Black Friday celebration coming this week. The biggest discount of the year, 40% off. 40% off that's a good Black Friday deal. A lot of times you go into the mall or you go into even like Walmart and look at the TVs or any store in a couple weeks before Black Friday, they mark up the prices, they increase the prices, and then they decrease them by like 10, 15%. And by the end of the Black Friday, you're paying more than what you'd normally be paying. We don't do that here at Token Metrics. We're giving you 40% off, which I believe is a fantastic discount. Coupon code will be announced during the special live stream this Friday. So if you want 40% off on Token Metrics, tune into the live stream this Friday. All right, Let's cut over to Bill with his legendary market update.
All right. Thank you, Forrest. Friends, if you to make money, if you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money in crypto, stay with our sponsor, tokenmetrics.com. And this is your market update brought to you by tokenmetrics.com. Positioning for the alt blow-off. Buy on red. Good for you for tuning in on a down day. Farmer Sam, Naya, Stefan, welcome. Now, why is the market dumping? God, hate when that happens. One of the reasons why I think it's dumping is that there's a reality out there that the U.S. economy may be stronger or running hotter on the inflation front than people think. That's driving the dollar higher. The most annoying trade of 2021 is the dollar index and a head and shoulders bottom. So if you've ever wondered, gee, everyone said Bitcoin was going 100K. Why isn't it going there? It's because the dollar keeps going up, right? Bitcoin is an alternative for the dollar. So the stronger the dollar is, the sort of the weaker everything else is. Now, one of the other things that's driving the dollar higher is interest rates. Maybe a little tough to see, but these are the interest rates on 5-year bonds. They drive the interest rates for car loans, etc. These things have been going up. They went from 50 basis points to like 1.3%. Today was an auction of 5-year bonds, and it went terrible. So demand is high, supply is low, inflation is there, and the dollar and the bond market is starting to react. Okay? So why is crypto down 4% today? This is why. Now, even if you understood none of that, it's okay. Something happened in legacy, crypto went down. Question is, what do you do next? If you want to know, stay tuned. Let's jump right into it. A different twist on a slide we've been showing you on the daily market updates, now on YouTube. Usually when there's an interaction between the legacy markets and Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin usually corrects. The two most recent examples, or the most recent example, was the Coinbase IPO. Coinbase IPOs at the exact high in Bitcoin. People probably had to sell Bitcoin to buy Coinbase stock. That triggers a monster liquidation and a 3-month correction. This time, I would estimate that the advent of the Bitcoin futures contract, okay, will create corrective action in the market in Bitcoin. We actually got this from listening to a major institutional webinar. So this could mean 3 weeks of sort of down to sideways in Bitcoin, and either this week or next week will be sort of, we hope, the end of the correction in Bitcoin. Now, why do we care about Bitcoin? This is an altcoin show, right? Well, if Bitcoin is subdued, it allows for an alt season. You go way back when Bitcoin was at 10K, it sat there the entire time that DeFi 1.0 mooned relentlessly. So stuck or declining Bitcoin is not necessarily a bad thing. As a matter of fact, I think it's a good thing for altcoins. All right. Now let's go to Bitcoin for some additional detail. Bitcoin could not get through a Gann point at 66K. In my mind, if there's an aggressive flush lower, it's probably 48K. Now, the good news is that Forrest has got some really precision work on this, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The bottom line is, if they really flush it out, okay, 48K is a level I'm watching. Now, again, I think the thing you should be paying attention to will be Forrest analysis on this, but for Bitcoin dominance watchers, okay, Bitcoin dominance last time fell in 5 red candles. So Bitcoin dominance may continue to fall either because Bitcoin goes lower or because altcoins keep performing better. So I would expect Bitcoin dominance to go down this week. And then maybe next week, there might be a 1-day pop off a recovery in Bitcoin, like maybe a 2-day rally. But for this week, Bitcoin dominance is going down. Now, if you want to find out what altcoin dominance is doing, Forrest has got some killer charts, so don't go anywhere. Ethereum, one of two scenarios. ETH has gotten pinned on this Gann line that I've drawn. I've shown the little yellow boxes. Like ETH has gotten pinned near that line. What's a pin? Okay, where, it goes a little bit above, a little bit below, but it eventually gravitates back to the line. So either ETH is going to get pinned, hang out around 4,200, because I don't think ETH is ready to go up right this second, or they're going to flush ETH out to 3,600. That's going to be kind of a tall order. And personally, I don't want to see that happen. I think it's more likely that, dips in ETH get bought and it gets pinned at 4,200. Now, think about this for a second. If Bitcoin's not going up or not going anywhere, ETH's not going up or not going anywhere, what's going to drive the market higher? Because I believe the market's going higher. I actually believe the market could go a lot higher. So what are the drivers? Well, they're going to have to be a different select group of altcoins, layer ones, and the metaverse. If you want to find out more, stay with the market update. And don't forget, because we've got altcoin overtime. And if you guys hammer on that like button, okay, we might have altcoin double overtime. Now, total crypto market cap. Probably going to see at least a dip towards support at 2.6 trillion. The next resistance is 3.7 trillion. How likely is that? I don't know. But I do know that the market can make a run at 3 trillion based on the analysis I'm presenting here, right? In other words, I have a belief that there could be market cap expansion that's dramatic, that comes out of almost nowhere, that catches people way off guard. So if 2.6 trillion holds as support as it has for a while, 3 is possible. So is 3.7 as in trillion. Now let's look at total crypto market cap without Bitcoin. I expected a correction to end on November 21st. Mr. Market, kind of like pokes me in the eye one last time here with today's decline off the rising dollar. I believe once this correction has run its course, total crypto market cap without Bitcoin, in other words, ETH and the rest of the world, can go to either 1.8 trillion or 2.7 trillion headed into February. So this could be a Black Friday sale. I know we're running 40% off tokenmetrics.com, but you may be lucky. You might be getting a sale on Token Metrics, and this market may be a Black Friday markdown to get involved in select coins. Now, let's go into the altcoins that I think can lead a massive market cap expansion. Solana hasn't been able to get through a particular Gann line at 236. So it's a little bit like ETH. It's kind of pinned at this certain line. Now, we all know that ETH can break out because the story for ETH is, clear, but there is this idea that people are sick of the gas fees, right? And that these other layer ones could take off, and Solana put everyone to sleep way back. Our AI picked up on it at like 40, and it went straight to 200. Now, Solana is annoying everybody, dips to 180, supports at 180, but it dips and can't get there. All right, so if it goes to 180, it's probably a time for bulls to get active. Most likely what's going to happen is Solana is going to go sideways, irritate everybody, and then blow through 280. So not investment advice, but as venture capitalists take profits in a sideways market, the second they're done selling, Solana can resume. It's sort of a new theme, right? I was originally like, well, there are bag holders and it's going to go down, but, Solana got hit and it came straight back. So even if the market gets hammered and you're watching this 5 days from now and Solana's, at or slightly below 180, honestly, I think it's an opportunity because this market is not going massively higher without Solana. And in the worst case scenario, I think the Avalanche trade, which Forrest, me, and the rest of Team Token Metrics have been on before the rest of YouTube got on it, okay, could actually start pushing higher so fast, it could actually start pushing Solana up. So in other words, as AVAX is coming up from below, Solana may start moving up just because AVAX ignites a layer 1 rally. Wait, speaking of AVAX, we put out a YouTube thumbnail that said AVAX 150, which even I thought, I was like, oh, Jesus, you know. But I had it on the chart. I had it on the chart for 150. Okay. I also suggested, which was crazy at the time, that AVAX could be a one coin market. Now, in research, you get paid for imagination. Okay. So it's pretty good. And I'm happy and humbled to have that call actually work. That this is a one coin market as of now, right? AVAX for DeFi, fees, NFTs, and who knows what can happen if a metaverse or gaming app hits on this network, right? So I think it's really interesting in AVAX that 150 was resistance, but apparently everybody was in a big hurry to take profits. And I'm like, well, that's ridiculous. I mean, taking profits isn't ridiculous, of course. Paying yourself is smart, but I'm looking at this and I've got this little rule, right? When you have support or you have resistance and the market tries to go there but comes up short, the next time it rotates in that direction, so in the case of Avalanche, if Avalanche rotates back up to 150, it's going to take out 150 most likely and go right to 250, right? Now, what would be a big deal about Avalanche at 250? Well, remember, ETH was trading at 250 in November, roughly, of 2017. So if ETH back in the day with almost no use case could go from 250 to 1500, you could have very similar price action in Avalanche or Solana. So I don't want to put the gaudy upside target out there, but what I do want to put out there is what happens if layer 1 and metaverse coins just absolutely explode? Like, what happens if Sandbox is top 10 market cap? What happens if Avalanche and Solana are right below Ethereum? Is that ridiculous? I don't think so. Not the way this market is trading. So if you're listening to this and it's a down day, okay, or you're listening to this 4 days from now and the market is down, take a look at some of these coins, right? Because in Avalanche, pretty much what you've had to do is buy any dip you can get your hands on. That's how strong the uptrend is. Okay, now Diversify, a small altcoin that we've looked at that allows for trading on ETH without gas, provides us with two things. Well, one, it sure is an interesting chart because it's like all green over the last couple days. It went through resistance at 9, like it wasn't there. The levels above the market, I'll call them, are 13 and 16. The point of this is a very interesting coin and a very strong chart. I think there is a larger point that, hey, this whole ETH gas fee rebellion thing is about to get traded, and people may start looking at Bitcoin and ETH as their dad's crypto and start venturing elsewhere into where? The metaverse. So this is one we've been pounding the table on, and I'm just going to go right on doing it. Sandbox, right? We talked about buying a dip around 2.5. I had some great reader. I hope you're out there. Great viewer. When I was discussing this, and this guy said, there's no way you'll ever see Sandbox at 2. It went to like 225 or 250 and then went straight up and continues to break through everything I can draw on charts. Now, I have 4 as support. So if the market gets hit tomorrow, all right, or if Sandbox corrects, 4 should be support. If 4 is support, 8 is possible. Personally, I think Sandbox can go beyond 8. Don't want to engage in massive hyperbole, but here's the story. Let's talk about Thanksgiving. What do you want to talk about at Thanksgiving? Well, I don't know. Sometimes people talk about football, but everybody in the NFL is, 5-5. So I don't know how much exciting things there are to talk about in the world of football. So what are people going to talk about? They're probably going to talk about crypto. Now, at Thanksgiving, what happens? Every college kid comes home and talks to their parents. They talk to their parents about the metaverse, or they talk to their parents about something interesting that they've learned about at school, like the metaverse. So follow me on this. Back in 2017, Bitcoin was something that a lot of people have heard of, but no one understood it. And by the time anyone understood it, because the market made them listen and learn quickly, Bitcoin went from 5 to 20K. Well, Facebook's out with a cool metaverse commercial. They're running it on American college football games. It's actually quite catchy, quite non-Facebookish, honestly. Makes them look cool and not like Big Brother. So people have heard of the metaverse, but they don't know what it is. Like the general public doesn't. You might, but Joe Public doesn't. They think it's like, it's kind of like being inside of a video game. NPR News Network in the US, that's how they reported it. They had to use Facebook's senior metaverse executive to try and unpack it for people. Well, as college kids unpack the metaverse, right, the parents are going to get it, right? 3D goggles are going to be everywhere. Everybody's going to know somebody that got them. And people are like, wow, can you make money in this? They're like, yeah. How do you make money? Well, it's kind of like, you buy land and you buy, things that go on the land called NFTs. I'm like, hey, wait, I've heard of NFTs. You can make a lot of money in that. I'm like, wow. And I don't have to understand cryptocurrency. I don't have to understand money. I just have to understand it's land. Maybe I have to buy a token to buy the land, but it's real estate, right? Location, location, location. So how high can this stuff go? Well, here's what I'm doing. My stop in Sandbox is at, 2, right? Seriously. I'm just going to keep moving the stop up and I'm just going to ride the trend. Trends always last longer than you think. Now, speaking of trends, let's talk about altcoin speculation and coins that could benefit from that. I'm noticing we got a lot of speculation going on PancakeSwap. I would prefer Binance Coin, okay, another big cap instrument that has not yet taken out its May high. Okay, so I think if Binance Coin goes up, it could be a big explosion through 575. Now, if it goes below 521, I'm wrong, but I think bulls can be active on a dip if it moves towards 521, not investment advice. So, as I just hinted, what's better? Buying big cap layer ones that could survive a correction, buying metaverse coins, knowing that the whole world, crypto hedge funds, kids, mom, dad, everybody is going to be down there trying to buy them on any dip. Or should you go on PancakeSwap and speculate in IDOs because you're pissed and you missed it and you're upset? Well, how about you try to buy the dip in the big stuff because the big may get bigger. And the parabolic that can occur in the metaverse could be enormous and actually could help Binance Coin. Now, speaking of underappreciated plays, right? Underappreciated. Once upon a time, Matic was at a penny. When I first started at Token Metrics, our CEO, Ian Bellina, pounded the table on this coin every Sunday live stream for over a year and a half. Matic went from less than a cent, okay, did 250% crashes at that lower price, and then went from less than a cent to $2.80. Since then, Matic has been consolidating, all right? And it's been doing kind of like this Elliott wave thing that we talk about on the air where, the market will start and then stop, start and then stop. Well, Matic's been doing that, right? And, Matic has frankly put everyone to sleep because it's not Avalanche and it's not the Metaverse, but it is a layer 2 solution that allows people to do things on ETH or in that arena without gas fees. Matic eliminates gas. So if the gas fee rebellion has a second stage and Avalanche and Solana explode, games or Metaverse plays that utilize Matic may send Matic back to $3. So again, not 100x, but does it have to be 100x? Because if you chase 100x on PancakeSwap and lose all your money, that's bad. If you do a trade Matic looking for, say, a 1x and you lose 20%, you're still in the game. You still have trading capital. Okay, Polkadot. So hard to watch Polkadot not do well, but that's what bull markets do. They make it tough on you, right? 38.69 is a good level for Polkadot. It's an important retracement level. I think Polkadot is hanging in and is eventually going to really take out its May high. It's Web3. Everyone's forgotten about it, okay? Polka City is out there for the Metaverse. Polka Swap is also out there, right, as a possible, way for people to trade on Polkadot. So the parachain auctions are coming up, and everyone seems to have forgotten about this. And last time everyone forgot about Polkadot, it went from 8 to 50. I'm hoping everyone forgets about it and it goes from 38 or 35 to 80. Now, Near Protocol, another one of these layer ones that everyone likes. And because everyone likes it, it's really hard for it to go up. It's actually becoming quite a pain in the ass, to be honest with you, for people who like it, right? First, it couldn't get the support at 920. Then it went through it. Then it popped back above it. Then it went back down through it. So it's either going to go to 8 or do this dance around 920, irritate everybody, push everyone out, which again is classic bull market, right? You're like, oh, this is a bear market. No, it's not. This is just what bull markets do. They shake people out. They make you not believe in stuff. And then when everyone is out or everyone is bored, boom, it goes. Now, Olympus. I don't know if this is a technical analysis coin, but it sure seems like it after it held at a big chart point at 763 and then turned around and started going up for what that's worth. Okay, Elrond. Okay, here's an example of some pretty serious FOMO, okay, or a very strong rally from 320 to 485. So this is an example, okay, keeping in mind, Elrond was kind of one of the original major moonshots of 2021, right? Elrond, like people retired on Elrond based on how it moved, right? So either Elrond is either going to hold above 466 or there will be a correction off the FOMO today back below 466, and then we'll see. So if Elrond takes out 466 or if Elrond takes out 526, look no further for your leader on the market on the upside. So if Elrond can do this, there are a lot of other coins that can do this. Finally, on a comical note, I'm noticing that some of our artificial intelligence models are picking up Litecoin. Now, Litecoin was my smart ass play back when this bull market started, and it hasn't done anything since. If anything, every time Litecoin goes up, the market turns around and dumps. This case was no exception. But I have people asking about it, and it's intriguing that our AI is flagging it. So if Litecoin dumps to $200, that's a 62% fib number, and you want to take a flyer, right, on your PayPal account, why not? I mean, you put in a 180 stop. If someone adopts Litecoin before or after the holidays, you could have a substantial rally. In other words, wouldn't it be funny if the year-end moon was not in Bitcoin, but was in layer ones, the metaverse, and digital cash solutions. In some, you get paid for using your imagination. So use your imagination and imagine how much fun it's going to be when we do altcoin overtime. So please keep hitting that like button. Again, if you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money in crypto, like, subscribe, stay with us. Forrest, back over to you.
Hey, Bill, thank you for the market update. That was awesome. So, story time. Today, I have a confession to make, Bill.
Tell me.
What if I told you today I sold all of my AVAX and 85% of my Wonderland money, my time? What would you say to that?
Well, sir, I know that, you may have to take some profits to pay for that beautiful painting that you've got behind you. So I can't possibly blame you for taking profits. But because I know you, because I know you, I know that even if you sell and the trend's going up, that you will figure out, if anyone can figure out how to buy the dip and stay on the trend, it's you. Now, in general, if you said, I'm done with Avalanche, I'm never coming back, I would be like, hey, Forrest, let's talk after the show. So I'm not sure if that's the answer you were looking for, but send it back over.
So it was kind of a trick question. It was a setup. I sold it just to buy it back 20 minutes later. So the title of the stream, there's some AVAX drama. And what happened with AVAX today is, I'll share my screen here. So I was messing around on the AVAX C chain today, doing some transactions, and then I'd go to do a transaction and I get this gas fee in Avalanche. The whole point of Avalanche is that the gas fees are small. Every time I've ever done a transaction on Avalanche, it's been like 5 to 10 cents per transaction, which is phenomenal when you compare that to what you're normally paying on Ethereum. Normally on Ethereum, you're looking at $50 plus. Well, then I got a $56 transaction fee popping up on AVAX today. It's like something's not right. I go to Twitter and check it out and see if anybody else is getting these fees. I see other people are. I'm like, uh-oh, big problem. The whole reason people are moving over to AVAX is because of gas fees. And if all of a sudden there's so much volume on AVAX that their transaction fees have popped up to $56, that kind of makes the entire value proposition of AVAX moot. So I actually, it takes a lot for me to panic sell, but I felt like I was very early to this news. It was very early to this news. I was one of the first people to be talking about it on Twitter. So ended up taking profits. I closed my AVAX trade, my 3x long that I'd been in since 90 something dollars. So that closed that in profit, deleveraged, sold my spot AVAX, about 85% of it. And Wonderland.money time is very correlated to AVAX because a large portion of the treasury of time is consisted of by AVAX. So I'm like, all right, well, and not to mention Wonderland's built on AVAX. So I'm like, all right, if we've got AVAX gas fees, I'm just gonna have to sell this off and see if I can buy back after it sells off. Well, it turns out it wasn't an Avalanche chain issue. It was MetaMask having issues with calculating the base fee of these transactions. So it has nothing to do with Avalanche. Avalanche is all in good health. And as soon as I found that out, I bought my AVAX back. I bought my time back. I restaked my time, and none the worse off. Actually, AVAX dropped a little bit. I sold at $144. I think I bought back at about $138. So it was all in all a pretty good deal, but kind of a worrisome drama-filled day on Avalanche today. If you've been following along with the gas fees that have been coming up, and seems like it's just a MetaMask issue, which is good news for Avalanche and good news for Avalanche hodlers. All right, and good news for us because we've been very bullish on Avalanche for a long time, and I still remain bullish on Avalanche. All right, so in other news, I want to just briefly touch on some Bitcoin and Ethereum levels, and then I want to talk about altcoin dominance. And I don't have a lot to say about altcoin dominance, but it's just doing something interesting. And I want to show you guys. Right. So I zoomed out on this Bitcoin chart for a reason, to show you this big green trend line that goes all the way back to the bull market back here in 2017. It was our resistance. It was our support. We went way above it, found support on it multiple times, broke through it, found resistance. It was our resistance in July of 2019. We broke through it in this bull market in January, found support when we crashed back down to 28K, found quite a bit of support on top of it for a while before crashing below it in this consolidation period after our big crash, right? Then if I zoom in here, you're going to see that we found support on it, not once, but twice, before moving all the way back up to $69,000. Now, if Bitcoin were to crash, where would we expect it to crash to? Well, pretty much every time it's crashed, it's fallen back down to this trend line. And this trend line could be, drawn a little bit more accurately, but we have a big margin pressure level at $44,000. So what's the worst case scenario in a Bitcoin washout? Because I know that's what's that's what's on everybody's mind right now. To be quite honest, how bad could this get? We're getting a pullback in Bitcoin's price, right? And everybody's worried about, all right, how bad is this washout going to be? Well, honestly, I thought it would stop right around here. I thought we would get more support around $58,000 to $60,000. Now we've come back up and we've tested that previous support as resistance. We actually got rejected. However, I do think we could come back up and test it multiple times. That's actually what we did here, right? That's actually what we did underneath this big margin pressure level, right? We had an ABC correction, right? In Elliott wave theory, you got ABC corrections. This is A, B, and then C, and then you go back up for your next wave, right? Well, so far it looks as if we've gotten an A, potentially a B, and maybe a C could take us down to $53,000. If it's really bad, maybe $44,000, right? So in the short term, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit bearish on Bitcoin here. I'm a little bit bearish in the short term. I do think the more bullish scenario is that we just consolidate under this margin pressure level before popping back up to $79,000. That's actually what we did back in late September and early October, right? Difference is we had the trend line back here to catch us. This time we just have this lone margin pressure level here at $53,000 and our previous resistance as support. So those are the levels I'm watching, right? I do think that if we drop to 53 or to 44, those are great places to go long. The risk to reward ratio is fantastic there, right? My targets on the upside are $79,500. Even if we go to 53K, I think we could pop right back up, right? I think we would pop right back up to $80,000. All right, so same thing for Ethereum, right? Whoops. If we go and look at this big run, we got our ABC correction, A, B, C correction, right? And then what would happen with these margin pressure levels if we got another ABC correction? Well, the A would be down to 4,000, B all the way back up to our previous all-time high of $4,400, C potentially down to 3,400. So keep in mind, if we look at our previous correction for Ethereum, the C, the last part was actually the worst. This last wave of the correction was much larger than the first wave of the correction, right? 28%, right? If we took the top down here, that would only be 24% to $3,400. So if ETH drops to $3,400, I'm a buyer. I'm a big ETH buyer at $3,400, right? But I'm not a seller at $4,000. We have tons of buy pressure at 4K. We could easily find support at 4K. So I'm not a seller at $4,000, but I'm definitely a buyer at $3,400. Now I want to briefly touch on ETH Bitcoin just because I think it's an important thing to keep track of, right? It's not doing anything exciting. It hasn't done anything since May of this year, right? We had this big ETH catch-up run, ran all the way up to $4,400. And then ETH versus Bitcoin has just been consolidating. But I just want to touch on it because I think it's important to keep track of and important to know that ETH versus Bitcoin, it's just still consolidating. We're not in the midst of a breakout. Even though it seems like Bitcoin's crashing a little bit, everything's, crashing a little bit, we're not seeing anything out of the normal, right? If we see this, which I think is most likely what's going to happen this market cycle, then that's indicative of alt season. And that's indicative of a big ETH run. If we see this happen, that's indicative of an incoming bear market, right? That's probably Bitcoin crashing and washing out everything else with it, right? But I don't think that's what's going to happen, right? I want to go to altcoin market cap really quick, right? And this is a very, very basic chart. This is just altcoin market cap dominance. This is the percentage of the overall total cryptocurrency market cap that is made up of by altcoins. Right now it's at 57.89%. So roughly just under 60% of the total cryptocurrency market cap consists of altcoins. That means the opposite is true, or the inverse is true for Bitcoin. So 42.1% of the total cryptocurrency market cap is Bitcoin. Now, what did we just see Bitcoin doing? If we go to the daily candle, Bitcoin's spilling off a little bit. Over the last week or so, it's really been spilling off, right? Now, if we go to total or to altcoin market cap or altcoin market cap dominance, and we zoom in a little bit to this weekly candle and ignore these wicks here. Sometimes you get bad prints and sometimes you'll get, a weird wick down. But look at the last two weekly candles for altcoin dominance. Green and green. Altcoin market cap dominance is actually holding strong and actually going up a little bit, pressing the top of this consolidation pattern, this triangle here, this consolidation pattern, despite the fact that Bitcoin is in the midst of let me get the exact number for you guys, a 19-20% correction over the last week. These are daily candles as well. If we go over the last week, right, the last 7 days, Bitcoin spilled off about 12 to 13%, yet altcoin dominance is holding up. This doesn't happen very often. In fact, I've kind of highlighted a few cases when it has happened. I'll draw these vertical lines to show you. These vertical dashed lines, and I know it's a little bit difficult to see here, are instances where Bitcoin has been crashing or correcting, yet altcoin dominance has been going up. You can actually see, if I overlay Bitcoin here, you can actually see usually it's indicative of a sharp move, a sharp increase, or an alt season, an increase in altcoin dominance, right? So could we be in a little mini Bitcoin correction like we've seen in the past that is followed by both a move out of Bitcoin and a move out of altcoin dominance, right? The other thing that I want to mention is that last market cycle, and if I get rid of all this so you can see a little bit clearer, last market cycle, we had two very distinct alt seasons. We had alt season 1, which was this big green string of candles. This was alt season 1.0. Then we had a correction where Bitcoin took back over, washed out some of the alts, and it was the Bitcoin show. And altcoin dominance fell by quite a lot, consolidated. And we had altcoin season 2.0. We've only had one alt season, one real alt season, right? We've had some little, alt pumps here within this consolidation phase. But we've only had one alt season, and that was at the beginning of the year, all the way through about May when Bitcoin put everything back in check. Now, what are we looking for? Well, altcoins are trying to press out of this consolidation range where we could see an alt season 2.0. And guys, if we see that, the gains are going to be fantastic. The gains are going to be fantastic. And this is absolutely where it's time to take profits. We get up to 66 to 76% altcoin dominance. Guys, it's time to take profits. I also want to give one more reason why I think we could be about to move aggressively. This is all total cryptocurrency market cap. If you look at all the bundles of green candles, consistent green candles, where you get like this, and these are weekly candles, where you get like a big 4 to 5 green candles, 6, 7, 8 weekly green candles in a row. It's usually followed by a big run up, right? And occasionally, if it's in the middle of a bull market, you'll get this string of green candles, followed by a couple red candles, corrective behavior, followed by a parabolic increase. Well, there's very, very few times where you get this string of green candles and don't see any follow through, right? And really the only case that I could really find was when we got hit by a pandemic. And that's an externality that could occur at any time. Well, recently we've gotten this nice string of green candles. We've got 2 red candles. It's the end of the year. We've got Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, and a lot of people are going to be talking crypto at the dinner table. A lot of people are going to be onboarded into crypto, into the metaverse, into NFTs. I can't help but be bullish here, guys. So that's my take on the market right now. I'm cautiously bullish. In the short term, I do think we could see a bit of a washout. I think we've already seen it in the short term. I do think we could go down to 53K, but after that, I'm pretty bullish, guys, for the rest of the year. Now, let's go back over to our slides here. What are your top altcoin picks for December? Or out of these 3, what's your top altcoin pick? This is Crypto Showdown. So if you want to vote in this, go to www.menti.com and use the code 329-86119 and tell us, vote for Avalanche, Diversify. Diversify is the one that Bill was showing you. It's an exchange with 0 gas fees on Ethereum that has just gone vertical lately, or the Metaverse trade, the sandbox. AVAX, DVF, or SAND. Let us know what you think is the top altcoin pick, not for the rest of December. We know the rest of November. We know the rest of November could be a little shaky, but I want to know, what is your Christmas pick for your Thanksgiving and Christmas pick in terms of your altcoin? Bill, what do you have here? I'm interested in your thoughts.
Sir, I got to go with Sandbox. You know what I'm saying? The trend is my friend. I got the call. I don't know if it's a Coinbase listing. I don't know what, but I'm just going digital real estate, man. You know, I got to have it.
Nice. I would go with Sandbox, but I've got to go with AVAX because I just own so much more. I've got to show my own bags. I've got to go with what I own. I own more AVAX than Sand. I got to go with AVAX, especially after even after the heart attack today, even after the scare, even after I sold it all off today at a moment's notice, after I had no faith in the developers. I thought they had messed up and gas fees were going through the roof. But after that, I got to go with AVAX. All right, so let's see what the winner is. And the winner is Avalanche. AVAX. Everyone's bullish on AVAX with good reason. I think all 3 of these cryptocurrencies are going to do phenomenally well in December. Yeah, AVAX the winner. All right. Bill's got some altcoin overtime for you. So if you enjoyed this stream, you enjoyed this content so far, please do let us know by dropping a like. It really helps the channel. It really helps get us out there and helps bring more people into the crypto space, which is a very positive thing. So let's go into altcoin overtime with Bill.
Okay. All right, friends, welcome to Altcoin Overtime. We appreciate everybody out there, including the guy, Crypto Future, staying up till 3 a.m. in Bangalore to check us out. Matthew Johansson, appreciate the tip on Star Atlas possibly becoming a movie. Interesting. So for ebook, for Crypto Future, staying up out there in Bangalore, if you're looking for the ebook, it's tokenmetrics.com/crypto-investing guide. All right. Now, with that said, here comes altcoin overtime. If you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money in crypto, then you want to take a look at our sponsor, tokenmetrics.com. VeChain. God, really thought this thing was going to go at 17 cents. What happens when you FOMO? You NOMO, and it goes down. Now, if VeChain goes to 10 cents, that literally would be a gift from Santa. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm still a VeChain fan. And if they mark it down on a discount, Black Friday discount, I'm still a fan of VeChain, even though I have to admit I FOMO'd. Everybody FOMOs in crypto sometimes. Okay, Gala. Support at 35 cents. Looking at these candlesticks, what happens in these trades, these momentum trades? They rally, everyone takes profits, it comes back down. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with traders selling, providing liquidities to people who want to hodl for months or years. So if you see a candle where it like wicks up and comes all the way back, it's not the end of the world. It isn't. Right? It gives you these dips to buy. In the case of Gala, it hits 35 cents, right? It looked like it was over, but then, it pops back again. And if it comes off, if Bitcoin gets hammered below 50, as long as 35 cents is holding, 55 cents is possible. So in these momentum plays, the key is, I think, to have a small position in the things that you like, and then the willingness and the capital, and the fortitude to be able to jump in if either a Bitcoin rally or a Bitcoin decline gives you a shot at buying altcoins. Because as Forrest told you, folks, what instrument in this market has not taken out its 2017 high? The 2017 high in Ethereum was like $1,400. It's now at 4,000. So how is altcoin dominance not going to take out its 2017 high? In my not so humble opinion, it will. So that's why you look at Gala, you look at support and resistance points, and you get involved when you can. Okay, Immutable X, our fundamental guys were all over this when it came out. Immutable X down to support around $7 when this chart was published. That's a good support point. So if Immutable X is above $7, okay, there is a chance for material upside. Again, what happens if this whole space undergoes market cap expansion seen by Compound, Chainlink, and Theta, right? All of those coins during their day, went materially higher. Is Immutable X in that category? I don't know. Is Immutable X in the category of the metaverse that could just take off? NFTs, etc. Yes. Okay. Now, Decentraland. I guess you could call this your dad's metaverse because it's on Coinbase. But here's the deal, folks. At 4, there's resistance. So we're going to play this game probably where it consolidates in and around 4. Well, what should you do? Should you do what's worked all year, perhaps, and buy the dip below 4, knowing that if everybody comes in and FOMOs in all at once when this correction is over, right, Decentraland could go from 4 to 6.5. Now you're like, oh, well, I missed it. It went from 50 cents to $4. Yeah, okay. So what? Now what? Right? A consolidation below 4 for a possible move to 6.5. If this is one of your metaverse holdings, at least you're involved. Now, if you don't want to do Decentraland, ask yourself this question. What's better? What makes you feel better? Owning Decentraland or owning Facebook? You want the decentralized metaverse or the centralized one? You decide. Okay? Nabox. Pancake swap speculation. Okay, a lot of people chasing stuff on Pancake swap. Okay, I got to go to a different chart system to chart this. A brief public service announcement. You can play in the casino on PancakeSwap. The token actually may not be a bad idea. I charted it last week. But if you're the fool when the music stops, so if you don't know who the fool is in the poker game, it's you. I think versus trying to chase stuff on PancakeSwap, bigger cap plays or even smaller cap metaverse projects are better than chasing whatever comes out during a speculative wave in altcoins. In other words, if altcoin dominance from Forest chart is going to eventually take out that 2017 high, that's got to be legged by big coins getting really big and medium-sized coins going from medium-sized to big, right? Teeny tiny altcoins, Metaverse may take off too. If you can find one, great. But gambling in a casino, especially if it's not Metaverse or NFTs, honestly, may not be the most productive use of capital. Yield Guild Games, YGG. Support at $8. Okay. So from 6 to 11.5. Candles look terrible, but it comes down, and what was a ceiling is now support. Now, you may be watching this 3 days from now, and you'll be like, Bill, you're an idiot. It's at 6.5. Or you might say, gee, Bill, that was really smart to point out a good entry point for a potentially good project, right? What does Forrest tell you? Good entry points for good projects. Now, is everything in the metaverse, is everything in this area a good project? I don't know. All right. I don't know. But if it is, and there's a parabolic move, right? If everybody goes, 2017 goes, hey, what's Bitcoin? If this year everybody goes, hey, what's the metaverse? What are NFTs? Okay. This is the time to be looking at this stuff when the market's down. When the market's down, we talk to fewer people. So you are smart for tuning in today. Now, render token. Wow. How do you like it now, right? It goes from $1 to $8. There was a big fib number at 5.6. It blew through it, but it's coming back down, and we're going to see if it's going to hold. Now, if you get a 9 or a 10x, I wouldn't blame anybody if they took their money and went home on this. But that said, if 5.6 acts as support, there can be another leg. More importantly, I think this token is telling you this chart is an example of what can go on in metaverse tokens. I'm sure somebody bought this at 20 cents and sold it at $1.50 thinking that they were a genius, and good for them for making money. But then he just woke up one day and it went from $1 to $9 in 15 days. Why can't that happen again? I mean, as soon as they get done selling Bitcoin or whatever's going on as it relates to the Bitcoin futures ETF, remember I was talking like every time legacy and Bitcoin go like this, the market gets hit. That's all. People are like, oh my God, the sky's falling. No, it's not. No, it's not. So this is an example of what can happen going forward. Crypto.com. Now, not exactly the metaverse. Possible, very serious FOMO in a not metaverse, not layer one play. But again, an example of the speculative juices that are out there. So if this thing goes from 20 to 75 cents, not investment advice, but unless this is something that I don't understand, this may be a time to take profits, particularly if there's an overshoot above $1. And unless something is going on here that I don't know, this may be something where you can ring the register, take money out, and reallocate to layer ones in the metaverse. Again, even if that's not true, how did this thing move once everyone figured it out? It took a while. It was definitely the case of the bigger the base, the higher in the space. But how did it move once it went? Can you imagine Solana doing another leg like this? Or AVAX, right? Like, we can't put it in the titles, right? I can't draw it on the chart. But if I was in a bar and I was talking to you and I said, yeah, Solana or AVAX or both, I don't know. Why can't they go to 500? Why can't one of them go to 1,000? I mean, if altcoin dominance is going to blow through the 2017 high, and we're going to have a parabolic in everything that, your normie friends don't understand yet, but we'll learn about after the move comes, right? Why can't these things move like crypto.com? Cube. Start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. Okay? A lot of these newer metaverse coins, or a lot of the coins, in this altcoin space, a lot of altcoins in general, okay, they've got this jump to them and they're winding themselves up. I don't see this that often. I saw it more in the middle of the year. Okay, but this particular coin can move from 18 to 34 if the alt season we expect happens. Now, if it doesn't happen, maybe you have to put a stop in. Actually, there's no maybe about it, right? If you play in these new coins, particularly ones that have jumped up a lot, don't be afraid to put a stop in. Don't be afraid to say, I'm going to risk this much to try to make a 3x. But if I'm wrong and Bitcoin goes to 42,000 and takes the whole market with it, I want to make sure I can have capital, because this metaverse trade's probably going to happen. It's just a question of when, right? It's just a question of when. Now, speaking of, AI, indices, asset allocations, noticing Gala, Avalanche, and my favorite securities token play, Polymath, showing up in our Coinbase index. Now you're like, wait, what is this? This is not a normal chart. No, this comes from our sponsor, tokenmetrics.com, where they take the highest ranked coins and they give it to you daily, weekly, and monthly, like a portfolio of the top ranked coins, and they just give it to you in like a nice, convenient grouping. So obviously, our AI likes AVAX. Sometimes people think Forest is our AI. Forest is that smart, but no, we actually have Forest and artificial intelligence on tokenmetrics.com, right? So we were on Avalanche, and we were on Avalanche early. Now our AI is getting in the game, and when our AI gets in the game on a momentum play, it usually has legs. Okay, Kraken, daily index. Very interesting. Look what we got here. Solana, Decentraland, Sandbox. Okay, Avagochi, Engine. What do those coins all have in common? Could be metaverse and gaming. So of all the coins on Kraken for a day trade today, okay, the metaverse shows up. I didn't make this chart. This comes from tokenmetrics.com. I saw this, and if this continues, like if I continue to see daily indices, basically almost like, Solana, Avalanche, and like metaverse, I'm like, oh my God. The second the corrective activity stops, this stuff is just going to launch. So either, Bitcoin drops, takes the whole market with it, or, Bitcoin rallies, altcoins come off, and that's your dip to get involved. Okay, you got to leave some capital ready, because I don't know which it is. All I know is I want a BTFD in the metaverse. My charts say that, okay, and our artificial intelligence is telling you that. Okay, now render. Whoops. Now, since we've covered render, and because I know y'all out there are pounding on that like button, you're also telling your friends that Token Metrics YouTube channel has got a market update or a live stream with a market update every single day. So people have been subscribing to our channel. We're on our way to 100K, which is on our way to 1 million eventually. So what I'm going to provide for you today is altcoin double overtime. That's right. For anybody familiar with college football, or perhaps, football or soccer, We're going to have overtime or penalty kicks, any way you like it. Here comes more altcoins brought to you by tokenmetrics.com. IQN, okay? Absolutely vertical move, meets resistance at its May high. What has happened all year long? Consolidation near the highs for something that topped in May, and then it eventually goes through. This coin is worth researching given how it moved from 160 to 3. Vulcan Forged. The entire planet is now talking about this coin. Okay, classic consolidation below 19, and then it breaks through. It looks like they're buying any and every dip underneath resistance at either 28 or 30. Now, again, it's like NFTs, searching for NFTs. You've got to own land to play, okay? The game is still in beta, so the only way to play the game is if you own land. You know, it's all over YouTube. Actually, one of our Token Metrics employees, who I would dedicate this slide to, was actually in on this way early, right? Way to go. Way to go. This coin is an example of a land rush, an NFT play within a land rush, like real estate. So real estate plus NFTs that help you have more fun while gaming. Now, will this coin take out 30 with everyone talking about it? Probably not. It probably waits for everyone to stop talking about it, and then it goes in like a week or two. But the point has been made. Gaming, NFTs, real estate, all rolled into one. This is not going to be the first, or this is not going to be the last of its kind. These narratives are going to start popping up, and institutions have to own this. So if this is all over retail YouTube, and this thing went from 10 to 20, it could go from 25 to 45. And that's not on the chart. It's not an upside target. Don't write in and hate us if it doesn't go there. What I'm saying is that this thing went from nobody was talking about it to everybody was talking about it. And if everybody goes from talking about it to trading it, and that builds up steam, the way Solana went from 40 to 200, okay, these coins can do the same thing. So if there's a dip, which has been going on for 2 or 3 days in this coin, all right, people are buying it. People are just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to ride the trend. Don't say I missed it. Don't give up. Yeah, don't buy the top on something that comes out on PancakeSwap and watch it go to zero. Don't do that either. But if you find something that's decent, try to jump on the trend. Try to buy a dip, put a stop in, right? I mean, you know, you could have said when Ethereum went from 50 to 600 that, you know, I missed it in 2017. You know, or when ETH went from 80 to 450, you could have said, I missed it. Unbeknownst to you, it went to 4,000. At the stage of the cycle we're in, and with the way this Metaverse trade is building up steam, it's not going to take a year for the trade to play out. It's not. Once it gets rolling, actually, it's rolling as we speak, because Metaverse and NFTs, I think, are performing way better than Bitcoin and ETH. Wild, okay, consolidating below resistance at 6. Could Wild break through 6 and head for 9? Why not? Right? Develop a watch list. Where did I get this from? From the ratings page for the Metaverse. Yes, at tokenmetrics.com, you can sort coins by saying, okay, show me Metaverse coins from Binance or Metaverse coins trading on KuCoin. And I just look at what the ratings are, and I look at the highest ranked coins. I go, okay, let's start charting them. Let's develop. I got a list on TradingView. I got a watch list. Let's start watching it. Let's start figuring out, you know, what are the parabolics we may have to jump on? You know, where am I going to put bids below the market in case I get a dip? Because there is always a dip, folks, right? Either Bitcoin blows out the whole market or Metaverse holds while Bitcoin goes down, like today. And then if Bitcoin goes back up, Metaverse dips, and then you can buy in. So yes, it's a mega trend. Yes, I'm all over it. No, I'm never going to shut up about it. But that shouldn't influence how you trade. You want good projects at good entry points. So if you get the dip, take advantage of it. If you didn't get the dip yet, you can try to have a little bit of a position so you can be involved, but don't push all in on a big green candle. Wait for some sort of dip or pause, right? You can scale in. You don't have to buy all in at once. Okay. Risk management, intelligent trading could lead to strong investment returns in general, and it could lead to good returns in the metaverse if there's a parabolic move higher, not investment advice. Okay. Boson Protocol, metaverse e-commerce. Yes, you will not only play games in the metaverse, you will likely shop there and probably one day work there, just like you'll work online. If you had told me in 2000 that half the country or the world will work from home using the internet, I would be like, wow, that's a big stretch. Well, it's probably not a big stretch to think about all the things that are going to occur in the metaverse, including e-commerce. Seriously huge wick down to 62% of the recent run-up at $2.50. And guess what? Dip buyers showed up. So this isn't even a land rush. This is just e-commerce in the metaverse, and dip buyers are there on a washout. This chart should tell you something. It should validate the things that I'm telling you. Now, ILV, Illuvium, okay, support at 1,009. We were on this early. Subscribers to tokenmetrics.com, middle and premium plans. Got in on Illuvium early. I know the guy who did it. Fantastic job out there, sir, if you're listening. Support is 1,009. Okay, if this sector goes parabolic, why can't it move to 1,600? In other words, why not? Right? It went from, 4 something to 1,200 something. Why can't there be a second leg? 4 showed you, altcoin dominance, up, down, up, right? Just like 2017. Big alt season, consolidation, big alt season. What happens if the whole thing occurs all in like a 1-month period? That's why you got to get busy, buying on support, buying just below resistance, or buying whatever dip you can if you're chasing or looking to get in on things like Sandbox. Okay, Alice, another metaverse play. Pretty decent looking resistance at 22. Okay, can this thing make a run and take out 22? If it does, it can go to 28. I looked at the website. It's an interesting metaverse play. So keep an eye and see. Maybe you can use this not necessarily as a trading or investing play, but as a way to say, all right, here's one of the more speculative coins in the metaverse. Let's take a look and see how it does. Can it break through the September highs? I have a feeling that if this coin can do it, all of the higher quality coins are going to be off to the races. Okay, Avalanche talked about this in one of our portfolios. Okay, some very outside the box technical work here. Okay, currently trading around 218 and correcting today. Possible dip in progress. That's good, right? I know everyone wants to buy on green. I would love to too, because there's nothing like buying on green and having to go more green. But the reality is a lot of times you have to buy on red. So if Avalanche is getting hit, all right, to 2 something, perhaps it's a way to get involved for a move to 4 something or 6 something. Now, please don't come back and say Avalanche didn't go to 6 and be angry, because I'm not necessarily advocating for that. What I am advocating for is that if this type of coin can take off, okay, it can go higher than you think. And I would say that's true across the NFT, metaverse, and layer 1 universe. You're like, yes, Bill, I know you've said it 500 times. I want to say it 500 more. Okay, because at this stage of the game, I don't think the money is going to necessarily get made in Bitcoin. Okay, Engine Coin, looking at support at 290. okay, and resistance at 370. So it's consolidating just below resistance. And again, back at those April highs. What coin, or actually, let's do it this way. When coins like Avalanche and Solana indiscriminately went through resistance from back in May, they just kept going. They just could not be stopped. All right. This could be the same thing in coins like this, right? So if Engine takes out 370, 6 is possible. Okay. What I would think to do is have a position in any coin that looks like this so that if it took off, you can participate. So if you buy just below resistance, the pattern has been grab a dip and wait to see if you get the big green candle breakout. Then you've got trade location. Then you could buy any dips from there. Okay, Illuvium we talked about. Okay, Starlink. Okay, Starlink has come back down to retest a prior high. So it will be very interesting in this sort of more speculative world to see if Starlink can actually bounce from where it is right now, okay, and can it move above where it came out in November at its high, okay? So this type of coin is something great for a watch list. Put it on the watch list and say, how did this more speculative coin trade? In other words, we appreciate you tuning in with us, and we want to have you back every day. But when we're not with you on the air, when you're doing your work and you're in front of your computer, you want to have all kinds of information, big cap, small cap, speculative charts, so you can take in the information and make the best decisions possible. Okay? Senso. Doing exactly what I was talking about in multiple other coins before, hanging out around 250. Except in this case, Senso broke out above the resistance and is now coming back down below it to test it. So if this coin's above 250, okay, or 260, then it's sending a signal that it can go much higher. Because really all this coin has done is gone back to where it was in April and May, right? So is there another move? Is there another extension that can happen? Okay, I think if the old ceiling is indeed a floor, the answer is yes. And that's true in any coin where you see that type of formation. Okay, ticker symbol BMON. Okay, again, support is now, resistance could now be support. So if 32 cents holds, this can turn around and go higher. If not, then maybe you wait until it comes back above 32 cents. Yes, I said the W word, wait. Sometimes you have to wait until you feel like the trade is right. In the metaverse, I'm buying dips, right? Buy dips if you get them, okay? Use a stop. Be as smart as you can. RMRK, very interesting coin, very interesting website. Breaks out after consolidating below $31, dipping, might come back near $31. And if that holds, I would think 49 is next. So again, kind of really tough trade around 30, but sometimes the tough trades are the best trades. I'm thinking that if there's a parabolic move up, this coin may participate. Now, if the decline gets out of hand and it's grotesque, a brief public service announcement that there is $5 trillion sitting on the sidelines. According to Goldman Sachs, that's the dark blue line. So if crypto gets beat up, if you do a metaverse coin and it goes down 10% in your face, hopefully you have capital on hand. And if you don't, use a stop, but stay strong, right? Somebody noted in the comments that every time I puke out or every time I hear about somebody puking out of an altcoin position on a decline, they regret it later. So use risk management. But remember, when the market's down, there's cash looking to be put to work. right? So a down move may not necessarily be the end of the world. And even if it looks like the end of the world, frequently the end of the world is a buying opportunity in high quality, like layer one, NFT, metaverse, cryptocurrency plays, not the stuff on Pancake Swap. Okay, folks, that is altcoin double overtime. What a break. Forrest, back to you, man. What do we got? Somebody asking about Casper.
Thanks, Bill. We've got AMA time. Now, we've got a lot of questions, and I hate to leave people's questions unanswered, but I don't think we're going to be able to get through all 16 here. We're already overtime. We're already double overtime. We may be having to do some AMA rapid fire. So I'm going to answer as many of these questions as I can, as quickly as I can. And Bill, if there's any questions that you see that you want to pop an answer into, just chime right in.
All right.
All right. So Ian said DAOs can be the next big thing. Since there's no TM category in your platform, let's know a few altcoin plays to invest into DAOs. Well, so if you subscribe to Token Metrics, which rumor has it on the street, there's a 40% discount code coming to the special edition Friday live stream. You will get in your inbox every week a list of hidden gems that our research team has looked into and scored well from a fundamental perspective. And when the DAO coins start coming in, you'll be notified. Two really quickly that I personally am looking into, one of which I'm invested in is a very small, ultra small cap, has tons of potential in my opinion, not vetted yet by our fundamental review team, is GDAO, Governance as a Service. This is like a $6 million market cap token. I like the team, and yeah, I'm not going to say much more about it than that. Now we'll have our research team look into it. The other one isn't even out yet. We'll be keeping track of it and looking into it, is Wonderverse.xyz. This is an DAO infrastructure project to help DAOs with task management, payments, productivity optimizations, and community engagement. So not a endorsement on either of those projects, but definitely ones to keep a little eye on. Ethereum is dead slow. Is it time to move Ethereum money into other layers? I personally believe that Ethereum is one of the least risky places to be in right now. So yeah, it's a little bit slow, but I mean, it's over 4K right now. Is it 5xing like Solana and AVAX? No, it's not. Could it with the supply dwindling? Yeah, absolutely. But if Bitcoin were to drop down to 44K, Ethereum's probably going to drop a lot less than some of these other smaller cap altcoins. I do think, however, that it is smart to have exposure to other layer ones, right? And layer twos. I'm a big fan of Matic right now. I think Matic is due for a big move. I'm a big fan of AVAX. Solana's another fantastic project. Now, AVAX had some drama with the gas fees today. It wasn't their fault, but it would solve this whole gas fee issue completely. If you could just completely get rid of gas fees and not even have them be 1 cent, 2 cents, 9 cents, or whatever, have them be free. There is a layer one solution that we're going to be doing a bit of a deep dive into, or rather a deep dive, a second code review. It's a project from back in 2017 that blew up in 2017, had some bumps along the road, has zero gas fees, is trying to create an EVM compatible layer one scalable network, right? So smart contract network. So keep an eye out and sign up for Token Metrics if you want to receive that code review in your inbox. Next, biggest upside potential is with layer ones or with Metaverse coins. So that goes back to Crypto Showdown. Bill picked Metaverse, Sand, I picked AVAX. I think both have fantastic opportunities. I would want exposure to both. Bill, your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really a coin flip, right? I mean, Metaverse is something that you got to really believe in, right? Whereas AVAX, it seems like the case for it is clear, but it may not be fully baked into the price, right? Like ETH in 2017. So AVAX is a clearer case with good momentum, whereas I think the metaverse is something that, you've really got to believe in the theme to jump on. So it depends. I would call it personal preference.
Absolutely. Do you think there is any chance ETH can flip Bitcoin during this cycle? Yeah, unpopular opinion among a lot of people in crypto. A lot of people got into crypto originally from Bitcoin, and it holds a special place in their heart. But I do think that ETH could flip Bitcoin this market cycle. Do I think it's likely? No. I think if I had to throw out a random number, or what I think is a reasonable chance, 10% chance that ETH can flip Bitcoin during this cycle. Next cycle, I think there's a much greater opportunity. A lot of people want to get bearish on ETH because of the gas fees, but the big layer one solutions are all EVM compatible, right? AVAX is seeing a ton of TVL because it's EVM compatible, right? Solana is building an EVM compatible sidechain or an EVM compatible bridge, right? So ETH still runs everything. All the big NFT projects are on ETH. Polygon is a layer 2 scalability solution, but it lives on ETH, right? So I think ETH could absolutely flip Bitcoin. I just don't think it's extremely likely. I don't think it's a slam dunk. Next question. What are your thoughts on Wonderland? Do you think the APY can last that long for a whole year as the price continues to pump? I don't think so. The thing about the APY will definitely stay high for as long as they want it to stay high. The side effect of the APY on Wonderland.money is token dilution, supply dilution. So when the APY is very high and the price is pumping and continuing to go up, that's fantastic because you're getting the best of both worlds. But eventually, as growth starts to level out, as growth starts to slow down, that APY dilution is going to have a greater negative effect on the price than the incoming growth of the protocol, the new money pumping into the protocol. Wonderland just happens to be growing very rapidly right now, and it's able to grow and outpace the APY that it's providing and that's rolling down into supply dilution. So the price of Wonderland is actually not sustainable. It's not sustainable at all. It's designed or the trajectory of the price is not sustainable. It's designed to level out over time, right? And incentivize people to buy the dips. And it's designed to stabilize. It's not designed to continually increase over a long period of time. What do you think of Deeper Network and Planet Watch? So I don't have any info on Planet Watch. Deeper Network, I know we reviewed and scored pretty well. I don't have a personal opinion on it, but I do think we're doing a little bit of research, and one of our fundamental analysts is a pretty big fan of it. So if you want to look at that fundamental score, definitely sign up for Token Metrics. DOT has been pretty disappointing given the auctions. Can you touch on that? Yeah, so I haven't been following DOT super closely, but as Bill said, I mean, it's a tough market. Bull markets can be really tough too. Everyone thinks DOT's going to go to $120 and it kind of peters out at $50, $60. I am very, very bullish on blockchain interoperability, and sometimes you just need to have conviction when you're in a long-term play, right? The good news about DOT is you can stake it, right? You can stake it, and you can also participate in these parachain slot auctions and make money that way. So if you're just sitting in DOT and you're not using that DOT to earn more money, whether it's through the parachain slot auctions or through just staking it, I think you're potentially making a mistake. Sandmana and Engine are leading the metaverse for now. What is the small or mid-cap metaverse play that could literally 100x in the next 3 months? If I could answer that question for you, we would all be multi-gajillionaires, right? 100x in 3 months is a little bit unrealistic, even in the crypto space. Only a few projects are able to manage that. That being said, I'll give you 2 examples of projects that haven't quite 100x'd in 3 months, but have come pretty close. Illuvium, we covered that in Hidden Gems months ago, right? I believe it was probably $100 to $200 when we first mentioned it in Hidden Gems. It's at $1,000 right now. Gala, Gala. We covered that probably in the same week or within a week or two of covering Illuvium. We probably first covered that when it was at 2 cents. It's now gone vertical to 40 cents, right? And it looks like it may continue to climb. So if you want these hidden gems, right, sign up for Token Metrics. We can't just be giving away 100x potential gems on the live stream here, unfortunately. I'm sick of meme coin season. Do you think the meme coin season will soon come to an end? I think it will be good for crypto in the long term. I think as long as we're in a bull market, we're going to see meme coins pump. The thing about meme coins that you have to understand is I almost don't look at them as meme coins anymore. I look at them as community coins. A lot of communities rally and group around Dogecoin, and Shiba Inu now has a very strong community. So look at them less as meme coins and more as community coins, and that will actually help you evaluate whether or not they can go up or down. If the community behind the coin, whether it's a meme coin or not, is strong, it has a strong or solid backing. All right, let's do one more question here. Forrest, you are bullish on Nano. I love this project since 2017, but do you think it still has a chance in times of stablecoins? Absolutely. Really exciting news for Nano. They just appointed the CEO of FlowHub to an advisor position at the Nano Foundation. FlowHub is a cannabis point of sale solution that processed $3 billion last year in cannabis transactions. Interesting thing about the cannabis industry is it's really ripe for cryptocurrency payments. Why? Because PayPal, banks, Square, payment processors, Visa, MasterCard, they won't touch the cannabis industry because it's still federally regulated, right? So most of those transactions for cannabis are actually done in cash. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to do these payments digitally as opposed to paying like you're in the 60s with cash, right? Before they had digital payments. Yeah, I think Nano's a potential shoe-in as a solution. There's already a partnership in the works. Also in times of stable coins, the question is, do digital cash solutions like Nano or other cryptocurrencies that are strictly for digital cash have a chance in times of stable coins? Absolutely. The issue with stable coins is they're pegged to the dollar. The dollar is one of the worst. If the tokenomics of the dollar, right, if you'll take that as an analogy, were played out, right, or written out, there's memes on Twitter about it, but it's actually horrible. Like the supply inflation of the dollar is insane. The supply has doubled in like the last year, or the last year and a half. It's absolutely crazy. When
it comes to stable coins, the thing you have to ask yourself is, what does the SEC think about stable coins?
Right.
Do they like Tether the size that it is? Does the Fed like that? Janet Yellen? What happens to Nano or Litecoin the day somebody comes out and says, be careful, we're cracking down on stable coins? So just food for thought there.
Yep. And just stable coins are pegged to the dollar. The whole point of crypto is to get away from the dollar, right? Get away from the inflation. So yeah, thank you guys for all of the questions. Let's wrap up here. What do you think, Bill?
Well, friends, Forrest, great job on the AMA. I know there were a lot of people coming through. 05 Renegade. Yes, we are looking at Trader Joe. We like that within the Avalanche universe. Friends, Thanksgiving is coming in the United States. We are grateful for your business. To show you our gratitude, we are going to be streaming every day, either as a live stream like this or as the market update. Please like and subscribe to our channel, right? If you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money in crypto, then please visit our sponsor, tokenmetrics.com, and please study your charts on a down day, right? Buy low, sell high, or so we hope. This is Bill Noble from Token Metrics. I will see you tomorrow.